sitting at the feet of Jesus. This is the story of the Gadarene demoniac, or the maniac of Gadara. The text is Luke chapter 8, verse 26 through 39. I want to read that to you before I comment on this particular miracle. This is the 10th miracle in our study, and it's our 11th study because of the introductory lesson. Luke chapter 8, verse 26. And they arrived at the country of the Gadarenes. This would be Jesus and his disciples. They arrived at the country of the Gadarenes, which is over against Galilee. And when he went forth to land, there met him out of the city a certain man which had devils long time, and wear no clothes, neither abode in any house, but in the tombs. He lived in the graveyard. When he saw Jesus, he cried out and fell down before him, and with a loud voice said, "What have I to do with you, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High, thou Son of God Most High? I beg you, torment me not." This is really not the man speaking. It's the demons that are in him speaking through him. Verse 29 says, "For Jesus had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man. For oftentimes it had caught him, and he was kept bound with chains and in fetters, and he brake the bands and was driven of the devil into the wilderness. And Jesus asked him, saying, What is your name? And he said, Legion. So this is before Jesus cast the demons out. Legion, because many devils were entered into him. And they begged Jesus that he would not command them to go out into the deep, or into the abyss, or into condemnation, into the pit already. And there was there a herd of many swine, many pigs, feeding on the mountain. And they begged Jesus that he would allow them to enter into those pigs. I think it was a couple of thousand pigs. And he allowed them to do that. Verse 33, then went the devils out of the man and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the lake and were choked. And they that fed them, when they saw what was done, they fled and went and told the story in the city and in the country. Then they of the country and of the city went out to see what was done, and they came to Jesus, and they found the man out of whom the devils were departed, sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed and in his right mind. And they were afraid. They also, which saw it, told them by what means he that was possessed of the devils was healed. In other words, they said, this Jesus guy is the one that did it. Then the whole multitude of the country of the Gadarenes round about begged Jesus to leave, to depart from them, for they were taken with great fear. And he went up into the ship and returned back again. Now the man out of whom the devils were departed begged Jesus that he might be with him. But Jesus sent him away, saying, Return to your own house and show how great things God has done to you. And he went his way and published throughout the whole city how great things Jesus had done unto him. Just 3 observations from this amazing story and miracle. The first observation I have for you is I want you to notice the condition of the man. Before Jesus showed up, this man was crazy. He was naked. He was homeless. He was out of control. He was physically dangerous to those who were around him, and his behavior was completely self-destructive. His condition was he was lost. He was obviously lost. He was totally lost. He was doomed. But something changed. When Jesus showed up, Jesus, of course, delivered him from his spiritual oppression. And so the second thing I want you to notice about this is the change of the man. The condition of the man was he was a mess. But once Jesus had cast the demons out, we find this man very different. He did fall down before Jesus when he was controlled by the demons, but he wasn't actually worshiping in humility and adoration. He had no control over the situation. But now, once the demons are cast out, we find him kneeling before Jesus, or sitting before Jesus, it says, and now he's clothed rather than naked, and he is thinking clearly. He was in his right mind. A complete change, a transformation occurred in this man's life once he met Jesus. And interestingly, Jesus shows up on the shore, performs this miracle, says a few words, and leaves. It appears that God sent his son to this particular area for this precise reason, to set this man free. This wasn't the only guy that lived in the tombs. There was another man who lived in the tombs with him, but this one was healed. And so you could say Jesus came to this place where the Gadarenes lived for this man's sake. Obviously, had a greater purpose, and the good news is going to be declared throughout this whole community. But Jesus is not going to be the one doing it. It's going to be the maniac of Gadara who becomes the sane man of Gadara, the saved man of Gadara, because of the change that is brought into his life. And then the third observation I have for you is the commission of the man. So we have the condition of the man. It's terrible. The change of the man. He's a brand new fella, completely different. And then the commission of the man. Jesus turns this new convert into a missionary. Without so much as a discipleship series or a handbook or a mentor for this fella to follow, Jesus says, go and tell everybody else what has happened to you. He says, return to your home. Remember from the early part of Luke 8, where I read that the man didn't dwell in houses, but he had a house, he had a family, he had a home. Jesus says, return to your home and show what God has done for you. He went back and said, Jesus has done this for me, and publish the good news. He was commissioned to be an evangelist, a bearer of good tidings. Of course, we who are believers cannot be possessed with one demon, much less a whole host of demons or enough demons to kill a couple of thousand pigs. But we can be tormented, we can be tempted, and we can be oppressed by satanic forces. And we are in a wrestling match against spiritual wickedness in high places. But greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So Jesus, just like Jesus set this maniac free and made him a brand new man, he has the same power in our lives to defeat any of the forces of evil that come up against us. I don't suppose any of us could claim anything remotely similar to how awful this maniac's life was. But Jesus was big enough, powerful enough, full of compassion enough to deliver him. And he can deliver us from our sorrows, from our temptations, from our struggles, from the oppression of Satan that does come into our life. Satan's like a roaring lion. He's walking around seeking whom he may devour. But we know Jesus. And so we too should find ourselves falling at his feet and sitting clothed and in our right mind, worshiping the Master and then obeying his commission to tell others what he has done for us.